MMA boxing talk here. I wanted to put out a video talking about some big news in the boxing world. It came out recently that the WBA will sanction Anthony Joshua versus Wladimir Klitschko, which is huge. These guys were in talks to fight in December. That's Joshua Klitschko, of course, and but it never ended up coming to fruition. Wladimir Klitschko wanted the WBA to sanction the fight as well. So there's two belts on the line because, of course, Anthony Joshua has his belt, the IBF, um, and Klitschko, wanted the WBA to be on the line as well. Because he's not fighting an average fighter. He's fighting Anthony Joshua. Yes, he doesn't have the best resume, but everyone knows how dangerous Anthony Joshua is, and he has the potential to be the future king of this division. So obviously Klitschko doesn't want to take this fight. He doesn't feel this fight is. He feels the Joshua Klitschko fight is bigger than having only one belt on the line. One out of the four belts on the line. He feels that this is such a big fight. There should be two belts on the line, and I guess I understand where he's coming from. But the good news is the WBA is willing to put their belt on the line and sanction this fight. Now, the WBA said they will do it in the spring of 2017. And that so basically for this fight to happen and this fight to get made, Anthony Joshua has to go out there and win his fight on December 10th against Eric Molina, who, he should beat no problem. He should get Molina out of there and knock him out. So that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now, this is such a big deal. I mean, this would be a huge, huge fight for boxing. If for those of you who don't know, I have a lot of MMA fans, subscribers. But for those of you who don't know, Wladimir Klitschko dominated the heavyweight division for almost 10 years. He was undefeated for 10 years, and he was the reigning champion for 9 years. That's a long time. And he didn't duck anyone. He might have, never fought in the most exciting manner, despite all of his knockouts. He would wear his opponents down, use that long reach, use his jab. When the fighters would want to get in close and fight on the inside, he'd tie them up, grab them up, jab and grab basically. And a lot of people were not fans of his style of fighting. And that's a big reason, I think, in my opinion, why the heavyweight division was so lackluster for so many years. Because him and his brother, Vladimir, and his brother Vitaly, they basically were on top for years. And but this is interesting because Anthony Joshua is the same height as Wladimir Klitschko. He's got an inch reach on Wladimir Klitschko, so it's not like Klitschko will be able to use his reach and his jab, to keep his opponents at bay. So this will be a great fight. Now, of course, on the flip side, Anthony Joshua has very, very little experience compared to Wladimir Klitschko. Anthony Joshua only has 17 pro fights, which isn't a lot. It's really not a lot, especially to be facing a guy like a Wladimir Klitschko with all the experience he has. But it just makes for a great, great matchup. Very interesting. I can't wait till this fight gets closer to hear all your prediction videos. Everyone in the YTBC, all the great boxing channels I follow. But this is huge. Big news. The WBA, they will sanction the fight. They will put their belt on the line. So this fight will have two belts up for grabs. And personally, I think it should. It's a really, really big fight. In my opinion, the winner of this fight will basically. In my opinion, the winner of this fight will be number one, and of course they won't be undisputed, but they'll be number one. And, until Tyson Fury cleans up his act and gets back in the ring, the winner of this fight is number one in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think. I cannot wait for this fight to happen. You know, I was really disappointed it wasn't going to happen in December, but I am happy the WBA is on board, and this fight, more than likely, I'm going to say 99% chance that this will happen in the spring of 2017. As long as Anthony Joshua wins his fight in December, which he's going to be a very, very high favorite. He's supposed to go out there and knock out Molina, so we'll see what happens. But there'll be a lot on the line for that fight. And I don't think Klitschko will be fighting until the spring against Joshua because he sustained an injury. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Just wanted to put out my thoughts on this. It's big news. This fight, whenever it does happen, will be can't miss TV. So if you liked the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. Peace.